This liberalization is dead. It's not effective. It's not practical. It's been proven. We talk of a two-state federation, the East and West Cameroon. Then under this two-state federation, we have more federated states again among them. Sonara is gone. The people that banned Sonara because they have chopped so much money. Sonara is owing over 200 billion. I don't know that's producing fuel where we should be enjoying out of. Now, so when these things are done with impunity, and since Sonara came up, no Anglophone has ever been a leader, a manager in Sonara. So if Sonara that extracts oil is going, plantations are going, and all this are managed by appointed people, we believe that we need a federal system where the people will take their responsibilities and take care of their issues. It's another thing, because the way things are going, it seems as if they already have their resolutions under their armpit to tell you that do this, do that.
I don't know anything else we have been discussed that can lead us to solve the problem. Absolutely nothing. And people are joking with the future of the country.
What do you mean by people are joking?
Well, because if you put up a show which is not to have a semblance of a dialogue, we are not having one, that's a show. There was no participation, there was no discussion between the members, there was nothing done to make sure there is full participation. I was called a participant. I'm not a participant, I was a spectator.
The first plenary of this major national dialogue just ended. What are some of the loopholes that you identified in the discussions?
Nothing happened, so far as I'm concerned. It was just a show. Nothing happened.
And you're looking forward to continue, and you'll be part of the commission.
I have more important things to do, okay? I have other meetings to attend. I don't think that I will come to a meeting which I think is important for the future of my country to go through this. I'm very grateful I was invited to see. It's always good to come and see what's going on. I've seen, and well, I hope those who are doing this have a very good plan to make sure it works. Because if it doesn't work, they will have to be accountable to future generations. We didn't have commissions. When people who are the origin of our problems are in those commissions, how are you going to solve it? How are you going to solve it? We are, in English, what do you say? We are smoking our own exhaust and getting high on it, and that's sad.
What should be changed in the way things are unfolding here?
We should have a dialogue. Dialogue means people talk. We plan together, we work together, we resolve together.
Thanks.
They are planning alone, they are working alone. I hope they can solve it alone.
Who are they planning alone and so working alone?
Don't you know who's planning this? Did you plan it?
Who are those who are planning alone and working alone here?
Don't you know who's planning this? You're a journalist.
You said they are planning alone and working alone.
But don't you know who is planning this?
I don't know. I want to.
Well, you find out. You'll be a better journalist.
All right, thank you, Barrister. Thank you, even though you have refused to answer my question.
I don't refuse to answer your question.
Yes.
You don't ask me the color of the sky. It's obvious. Look at the documents. Who is planning it? Is it me?
Are you referring to the government, the administration?
The government occasion. It's organized by the government.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister. That was Barrister Akere Muna, who is at the head of the Now movement. He was candidate at the last presidential election before dropping up at the last minute to support Professor Maurice Kamto. And we equally have diasporans. We equally have people coming from the diaspora who are taking part in this major national dialogue at the Yaoundé Conference Center. And many of them are expressing disappointment with what has been happening here at the Yaoundé Conference Center. Many of them saying that it's not a dialogue but a monologue. And we have one of them with me here. Her name Merlin Ndwa. You're welcome.
Thank you.
What do you think about what has been happening here since morning?
So I think as participants from the diaspora, we would like to officially register our displeasure and dissatisfaction for day one. We continue to be very hopeful that the government invited us here in a good faith. So far on this day one, we haven't seen any good faith because from day one it's been a monologue and not a dialogue. So we just want to officially register with the press and let the people in the diaspora that were here to represent know that so far day one was not, we didn't see any form of dialogue. It's been a monologue so far.
Are you saying that you have not said anything up to now?
No, actually, and the commissions have already been planned. We didn't have any input.
Babila, you heard it when Mr. Jacques Bimai just said that he was going to cumulate two functions. He was going to work in the Diaspora Commission and work in the Decentralization Commission. It already tells you the mindset of these people that they are not ready to de-equalize the situation. We came here because we did not want to play the politics of empty chairs. But if they want to continue to do this like this, they are going to alienate us, and we are going to start making a front here. If they want, they arrest us here in Cameroon. We are not going to accept this super chérie again, for them to waste the taxpayers' money that we come here and everything is ready-made. You heard it from his mouth. I was not the one saying it. Mr. Jacques Bimai said at Equinox Television that he was going to be pending from the Diaspora Commission and to the Decentralization Commission. What is all that?
But I heard some of the people who just spoke here saying that people were really expressing themselves in the whole, people were given the opportunity to speak and so on.
It is a matter of appreciation. Let me tell you something. Who spoke for the diaspora that was recorded here? They paid us from the taxpayers' money, paid our flight to come, and they had chosen people to speak. Whereas they had paid our flight. Who spoke for the diaspora? Babila, can you answer me that question? Let one of these CPD and big hooks come and tell us who spoke for the people in the diaspora. So we are not going to keep making the same mistake and expecting different results. It is impossible. I'm telling you, we have come here to put up a very strong front, and we are not going to leave them, but we are going to make sure that the people, the buyer, the front, the people who have sponsored this thing know that it is a super chérie, and we have come to be the vanguard, and we are going to say it as it is. Since they want us to talk, let us talk. If they want to solve the situation, they will solve it. If they want to radicalize us again, then let them do it. They are free to, but we have chosen not to go that road because we have lost a lot of life. People are coming from nowhere to talk about the Anglophone problem, which they don't know, and some of the people were even sleeping. If you were in that room, I tell you, we have been a scandal. Most of these old people from the CPDM spend their time sleeping, and they say they are talking about the Anglophone problem.
Thank you, Padia Sangan. We're going to wrap up this live broadcast with the coordinator, the general coordinator of the Federalist movement. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You have been here since morning, observing the happenings here at the Yaoundé Conference Center within the context of the grand or the major national dialogue. What's your take on what has been said here, what has happened here up to this moment?
My brother, first of all, we all love this country, okay? That much is clear. That's why some of us accepted the invitation from the government to come. But what we have noticed is that all habits die hard. At the heart of the Anglophone problem is hyper-centralization of power, which means the country is being run primarily by unelected, appointed officials. This government, in the face of this crisis, proceeded today to appointing bureau members of the various commissions. Not a single member of the diaspora is in any of those bureaus. We think it's ridiculous. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop kicking the can down the road. It is time to be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest. And finally, stop this top-bottom approach. That's why we're talking about a federation, which is a bottom-top approach, where power truly belongs to the people and not the people on top.
You belong to which commission, and what's going to be your contribution throughout these 4 days of discussions on the Anglophone crisis and other socio-political problems affecting Cameroon?
That's what I was just telling you. We don't even know what is going on. We don't even know which commissions we are going. They are going to publish a list on whose name? Who? Come on, we're not here to joke. Let them give us the opportunities to belong where we want to belong. I want to talk about their so-called decentralization, which is a charade. I want to be there. That's where I want to be, so that I can tell them how federation is more beautiful and a better system than decentralization.
Wilson Isame, what are your expectations?
To be honest with you, my brother, I don't have much of an expectation. I'm beginning to think this is a waste of my time. I'm serious about this.
Well, my worry is one, that we are discussing to people who are not the main actors.
the main actors are not here. I thought I was going to see the diaspora that is so involved in what is happening, financing what is happening in the northwest and southwest regions. I have not seen them. The interim government, I have not seen them. I thought I was going to see the guys, the Amba people, also represented in this talk. I have not seen them. And I think that these are the main actors. So we have like talking to ourselves, and the talking to ourselves I don't think is going to solve the problem. Another issue is this issue of decentralization that the state is trying to push. I think that decentralization has failed, and it is not more the time for us to be talking about decentralization. It has failed, and we cannot come here and impose an agenda on us. They should be ready to also get our own suggestions. And the way of the SDF, we have set it, and we continue to maintain that it is only federalism that will be a way forward for any solution, because whatever we are doing here should be able to convince the people who are fighting, the people who are at the war front. They will not be convinced about decentralization, and so I feel that we are wasting our time here. The area will notice that we are wasting our time and go to the main issue, talking about Anglophone, how to solve the Anglophone crisis and not diluting it. It is going to
Please some people, but I don't want us to waste taxpayers' money. Next year, the president calls us for another dialogue. We need to find lasting solution. And like Dr. Muzu said yesterday, I am not form of the scheme. Have they started talking? If you follow social media, they attack some of us just for coming here. But we believe in the oneness and the unity of this country. We believe that Cameroon should be one. We believe that Cameroon should be one and indivisible. But we only believe that decentralization would not solve the problem. We have to get to a federation. That is the minimum the people who are taking up arms would accept. If we don't, Mr. Minister, if we don't address those issues, Mr. Minister, if we don't address those issues, I am afraid, I see my senator from Boya seated by you, and I think he knows this also. I'm afraid that we would leave here. I just want to.
If we are not honest to ourselves, I think this dialogue will lead us to nowhere. And there's no Cameroonian who can boast to say he doesn't know what is happening. We all know the remote cause of this problem. When today we sit in a hall and in a room, people still talk about decentralization, we know for how many 23 years today he has yielded no fruits. What is the meaning of that? Then how do we intend to solve this problem? We think that we should talk about federalism. I don't know why some people are afraid of that language, federalism. I don't know why they are afraid of it. That is what we intend to, and that is what can help us. Because this United States of America is a federal state management system. Even Nigeria, close to us here, is a federal state system which they do manage, and those are successful nations. But we don't want to talk about it. We keep on talking about decentralization. What is the meaning of that? It means we are not ready to help ourselves. And honestly, I remember when we were in the last consultative dialogue in Boya, when the Bishop of Kumba said, if we don't ensure that this dialogue takes the right track, then what is coming ahead of us will be very heavier than this one. Decentralization will not take us a long way. And to be honest to us, there are people who need to tell the head of state the truth of what is happening. We have gone through a lot. I'm talking as somebody from the grassroots. They could call it ground zero today. People cannot sit in the and be telling, brandishing this. No. The head of state should use his wisdom and have a rethink about the situation. We are talking of this federalism.
I still stand that federation is what will solve the problem of this country, because the problem of this country is not separation, it's governance. So no matter what name it is being given to, the problem is governance. And we believe that when the governed and the governor and the governed have a platform that starts from the base, it will work. But when you bring other operations like decentralization and all of that, total autonomy, I don't know how it looks like. But what we know is that the common man, the grassroots man, wants to take part in the decision-making process. That is the bone of contention. And if we do all what we are doing here without touching that aspect of governance deeply, we are just working for the gallery.
There is no commission here that is discussing the form of the state. It looks like that one was off the table. But the only thing that comes close to discussing the form of the state is actually the commission that is dealing with decentralization, and it has been well defined in there, and it looks like you cannot really go out of it. So technically, there is no commission dealing with the form of the state, so to speak. Because if there was a commission dealing with that, then they will have to examine all the different possibilities of the forms of the state. So people who are federalists or confederalists like me, well, I hear that they've gone to the commission and they're kind of like just forcing that through. But technically, if they were going by the spirit of the letter that is given to them, the form of the state doesn't exist, and it will look like federalism is off. The form of the state, in fact, if we are squarely address the form of the state, discuss even the federalism on the table, discuss even the confederation, and refuse it afterwards, it will still be something that people would have expressed their minds and said what exactly they wanted. And then if it's not accepted, that would be another thing. But just to not want to address it is a whole issue, and it causes that it creates a situation where the anger continues and so on. Because if
we don't have concrete solutions as far as the real problem is concerned, then I don't think that we are going to have any headway as far as
peace can only come if we go back to the root cause of the crisis. And by all evidence, the root cause of the crisis is the phagocytation of the English-speaking Cameroonians, Southern Cameroon. They don't feel as belonging to Cameroon. So we have to rebuild back that national consciousness, and the only way that you can do it is by going back to the federal constitution of 1961, because that was the treaty. Actually, that was the Treaty of Union between French Cameroon and English Cameroon.
The immediate solution to this problem is to demilitarize the regions, to send back the army to the barracks, and for these boys to lay down their arms. There should be a ceasefire. Those are the major issues we have tabled.